since 1971 in its final year. It's already been a great opening week. Thursday night, Peyton Manning, 7 touchdowns. Great, exciting games earlier today. And now what's in store for us as we get ready for the Packers and the 49ers. Glad you're with us today on Fox. Ross will take a knee, and Aaron Rodgers will start his day at his own 20. You know, you can talk about a team and their deficiencies, what they're good at, and then you focus on the quarterback, and he is one of the guys, obviously, that has the ability to throw the whole thing on his back and win the ball game.
Well, and in visiting with him just the other day, Joe, he said that, you know, this preseason was the least amount of work that he had had since he got to Green Bay. Of course, he got very little work when Brett Favre was here, but not a whole lot of snaps here in preseason this season.
They hand it to Eddie Lacy, their second-round draft pick, trying to establish a ground game and a running attack. And he runs into the big arms of Justin Smith. And Troy, if you're trying to start week 1 and prove you can run the ball, this is a tough defense to try and do it against.
Well, it sure is. They've been one of the best in the league for a number of years, and they're a physical group, and they feel that the style of Eddie Lacy could help them. He's a very physical runner, but it's going to be tough sledding against this 49er defense.
Up-tempo approach by Green Bay. Protection breaks down, and down is Rodgers. Aldon Smith gets number 1.
Aldon Smith, you're going to see the rookie David Bakhtiari making his first start in his first NFL game. He tries to go low to cut Aldon Smith, and when you do that, you're expecting the ball out quick. Pressure right on Rodgers, unable to avoid it.
So a rookie left tackle, a young right tackle. They'll be tested all day long. Rodgers, quick throw. That's the tight end, and he is walloped short of the first down. Jermichael Finley, a gain of 9. It's 3 and out for the Packers on offense, and Rodgers walks back to the sideline with his palms up.
A good start defensively for San Francisco, and you talk about the rookie David Bakhtiari making his first start, and Mike McCarthy generally does not like to give his tackles help in pass protection, but I think in this ball game today he's going to have to.
Mastay hits it. Kyle Williams from inside the 30 with a fair catch. And so now the season debut for Colin Kaepernick. He's become a celebrity, and why not? There's nothing really, Troy, this guy can't do. And they talk so much about the read option. That's only a slice of what he brings into a ball game.
Well, I think you look at that playoff game last year and him rushing for over 180 yards. That obviously has been the attention, but he made some unbelievable throws as well in that game, as he did throughout the second half of the season when he took over.
Quick setup and throw, flag down, and the pass is incomplete for Williams, who's working his way back from a torn ACL. But flags flew at the snap, and it's a false start. Bill Levy is our referee today. Working on a beautiful day in San Francisco. It is hot. And the decision now from Mike McCarthy, do you want 2nd and 10 or do you want 1st and 15? Now the officials get together, and we have yet to have the call from Levy. The indication early was a false start.
There is no foul in the play for an illegal formation. The player was in an ineligible position and shifted to another ineligible position. 2nd down.
So there you have it. Now look at Mike Pereira scrambling back in Los Angeles, trying to decipher that online. Here's the offensive line for the 49ers. They were healthy all year, and they are the game's best. 2nd and 10. is nearly picked off. Vernon Davis, the intended receiver, and Tramon Williams. He's coming back from a bad knee, almost walked right in front of it.
49ers, they have a lot of shifting going on before this snap, and you see the effect that it then had on the Green Bay Packers, moving defensive linemen, trying to get them lined up. And at the end of this play, Tramon Williams, he read it the entire way, trying to throw the out route to Vernon Davis. He jumps it and almost had a chance to replicate what happened in that divisional game when Sam Shields returned the touchdown, or the interception for the touchdown early.
And now a timeout taken by the 49ers. So we'll take a break. Jim Harbaugh will talk it over with Colin Kaepernick. Pack went 3 and out. 3rd down and 10 for San Francisco when we come back.
Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
How's that look? San Francisco, California, the NFC champion 49ers. First offensive series of the season, 3rd and 10. Kaepernick, good protection, flushed out to his left, and Kaepernick won't get there. Forced out by Williams, short of a 1st down, and it's 3 and out on the 49er side.
A little surprised what Dom Capers dials up here. He's got man in the slot, and you think back to that playoff game and some of the success that Kaepernick had running the football when they were in man coverage on the scrambles. He tries to pick it up here on 3rd down, but they converge on him. That's a big stop by Green Bay. That was a down that really hurt them the last time these two teams met.
Now Andy Lee, one of the best in the game, gets rid of it. Ross waiting for it. Good punt. Back inside the 10. Can't make the 20. And a good play is made by Eric Reed, the rookie. And now welcome inside our broadcast booth, everybody. How are you? I'm Joe. That's Troy. Doing all right. You feel like we're
doing great,
back in the flow, and this should be a good game. And for Green Bay, I'm sure on one hand they couldn't wait to get back here and try to make up for what happened last playoffs.
Well, it was a long offseason, especially for this defensive group, and what happened to them here last January, and they spent a lot of time trying to address how exactly they're going to play that read option if they see it here today.
Corliss was in the backfield at the snap, and Lacy is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage by Ray McDonald. A loss of 3.
Well, they get pressure right into the backfield, and you know that's the real key when you're playing against a running back like Eddie Lacy. I mean, you got to hit him before he gets going, and they were able to do that. Just nowhere for him to go with the football. You see that clearly Ray McDonald got away with a face mask there. But we talked about it on that first possession, Joe. This is a defense that is very stingy when it comes to moving the football on the ground.
On 2nd down, Rodgers finds Finley, and Jermichael Finley is out of bounds before he gets to the 25. Picks up 9. Give the lineups now, and there you go at the tackle positions. Their best offensive lineman is Josh Sitton at left guard. And then the backs and receivers, and the thicker back, Eddie Lacy, 5'11", 230, making his NFL debut here today. 3rd and 4. Rodgers protected. Over the middle's got a 1st down. Pass is caught. That's Cobb, who worked his way back from a biceps injury during preseason. A gain of 17 and the first down of the game.
Well, credit the offensive line for this, because there is outstanding coverage by the secondary. Randall Cobb is running away from the formation, but he circles back once he realizes that Rodgers is in trouble. But the protection in the pocket allows Rodgers to get back to Cobb and then hit him for the big 1st down.
Aldon Smith lost his helmet on that last play. You got to find 99. He had 19 and a half sacks a year ago. Here's Lacy. Nothing. Patrick Willis, who's coming back from a broken right hand, is in there to help make the stop. And here's that previous play with Aldon Smith and working against Bakhtiari. Those two will be banging heads all afternoon long, and eventually Smith lost his helmet.
Well, you saw Lacey. He stayed to that side to help give the young rookie some help.
Delayed handoff. Lacey tried to bounce, could not. Aldon Smith drilled him, a gain of 2. Willis in there as well. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. And again, the Packers, Troy, go right back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to try and wear down this defense physically by this up-tempo style.
You know, they've always liked the up-tempo, but have spent more time on it this summer and throughout training camp, putting the game more into Aaron Rodgers' hands at the line.
Rodgers overthrows Eddie Lacy, who had slipped out of the backfield. He had a lot of room to run, but Aaron Rodgers had the clock running down on him, and the overthrow results in 4th down.
Well, if they're able to hit that one, there was no one out there to stop him. And, you know, when you have a young back like that, you know, sometimes you're not certain that he's going to get where he needs to get once he takes care of his protection responsibilities.
Eddie Lacy's NFL career has started 4 carries, 1 yard. Kyle Williams receives a 37-yard punt. 49ers have it. 2nd time, no score.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of NFL fans. Here we go.
Divisional playoff game here at Candlestick. Then a win in Atlanta. The loss in Super Bowl 47 for the 49ers. Kendall Hunter in the backfield to start this possession. He gets it, and Clay Matthews gets him. How about that play by the All-Pro?
Well, that's what Clay Matthews has been preaching about all week long as far as how he's going to play this. I mean, you see how he just takes off. As soon as Kaepernick turns with the ball in his hands to hand it off, he just goes 100 miles an hour, no hesitation, goes right for the back, and just wants to blow the whole thing up, and boy, he did.
Loss of 7. Empty backfield back there with Kaepernick. Collin throws, passes caught. Vernon Davis out across the 20. Bring up a more manageable 3rd down after a gain of 11. Take a look at the defense for the Packers last year. They ended 11th overall. They had that bad playoff game we just went through. There are the linebackers. A.J. Hawk took a pay cut to stay. For 7 years, he's missed 2 games, and a big loss with Morgan Burnett out with a bad hamstring. Jerron McMillan starts in his place. 3rd and 6. Kaepernick finds Bolden, and the new 49ers got a 1st down at the 31.
See Bolden, they go with a bunch formation, and they're stacked to some degree, and they're not able to get any kind of hit on Bolden coming off the line of scrimmage. He's able to find the hole there, and pretty easy pitch and catch for that 1st down. And what an acquisition Bolden was. They traded for him, didn't give up much, but he sure helps, especially with Michael Crabtree down.
Kaepernick pulls it down, now throws, has a 1st down. That's the rookie, Vance McDonald. 2nd-round pick out of Rice, in his first catch, 24 yards.
Well, they have him in coverage. You're going to see Vance McDonald as he starts across the field. They pick him up. But then as Kaepernick, he comes back to him, and he just gets lost. Brad Jones loses him there in coverage. Kaepernick wanted to go to the flat. He works back to the middle of the field, does a good job of getting through his progression and making the completion.
About this alignment in the backfield. Now motion with McDonald, who just made that catch. And on first down, here's Gore. And Frank Gore, the all-time leading 49er rusher, gets 2. Had a good year last year. Second highest total of his career, over 1,200 yards, 5th best in the NFC. And had his highest yards per rush average in 3 years at 4.7. He's 30, and that's when people start looking at running backs waiting for the decline.
Well, they do, but you talk to everybody in the 49ers organization, and they say that at least throughout camp, they've not seen any signs of him slowing down this year.
Kaepernick rolls, finds his man. Pass is caught by the fullback Miller. And Bruce Miller, who has good hands, a former defensive end linebacker, they moved him to offense, and he's a guy you could forget about in this offense, but he is valuable to their very good run game.
Well, he is. I know they lost Delaney Walker. He was just as valuable, but Bruce Miller, probably the guy that gets overlooked the most. He's really key in a lot of the blocking schemes and the things that he contributes to this offense. And then, as we saw, I mean, for a defensive end coming out of college, he's got excellent hands.
Third down and inches. Here's Gore. First down. Let's talk about Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh was described, even when he played quarterback, as a guy who played the position with an offensive lineman's mentality. And he brought with him from Stanford this very complex run game. And it's what they do so well behind this great offensive line with the 49ers.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that deserve credit for the things that they're doing offensively. Of course, Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, but they do a good job of disguising the things they do.
Here's Kyle Williams. And Williams on first down, good for 6.
Some would say Jim coaches the game with an offensive lineman's mentality.
He is intense. It's intense when you sit across a table from him.
He's done a great job. He's done a great job everywhere he's been, and that's been the thing that's been most impressive, and probably just as much is that he's found a way to get quality quarterback play at every stop.
Here's Hunter. Kendall Hunter coming back from a torn Achilles. They say he's back faster and stronger than he was before the injury gets 2.
Yeah, Kendall Hunter, he's an outstanding player, and that was, you know, hard to imagine. I thought he was really playing well at the time of his injury, and to come off of an Achilles injury and be faster and stronger and more explosive than he was prior to it, it's really a credit to him and how much time he spent rehabbing this offseason.
Good balanced attack so far. Here's Hunter. Kendall's got a first down. And that's the third down conversion on this drive for San Francisco.
They just get right in behind these big guys. You're going to see right guard Alex Boone. I mean, he just completely collapses the line of scrimmage there and creates a heck of a hole then for Kendall Hunter.
Look at Anquan Bolden. Troy started that play in the backfield and delivered a block on the rookie Micah Hyde. He's tough and strong. On first down, Kaepernick keeps it. Slips out. End zone! Incomplete. Anquan Bolden could not get them both down. We always talk about the elusiveness of Aaron Rodgers, the elusiveness of Colin Kaepernick. And it was the left leg of Shields that didn't allow the right leg of Bolden to get down. Incomplete.
Yeah, if he's able to get that throw down, then Bolden's able to make the catch and get the touchdown. But because it was a high throw, Shields is able to knock him out. There was a time where that would have still been ruled a touchdown, but now there's no force-out rule in the NFL.
Gore keeps it. To the 20, A.J. Hawk in the middle of it, and we really haven't seen much of the read option, or at least Kaepernick in a position to get hit because of it so far in 2 possessions.
Well, they've opened up and they've handed to Frank Gore, and they've had success. They had success in January running that play. A lot of people think that Colin Kaepernick was reading that every time, and he was not. I mean, he certainly had a couple long runs because of it, but a lot of times in the huddle it's predetermined, and he's just handing the ball off.
3rd down and 8. Kaepernick, end zone, touchdown, Vernon Davis.
Kaepernick knew when this ball got in his hands exactly where he was going with the football. He got the coverage. He had Vernon Davis lined up inside. He's going to the corner. The only guy that could take it away was Sam Shields. They run an outside breaking route, get him to bite, and then it's just a matter of laying the ball to the corner and away from safety M.D. Jennings. Nice drive by the 49ers.
Kaepernick 6 of 7 on that drive for 79 yards. And he finds Vernon Davis, who had to answer questions during the week about his rapport with his quarterback, Colin Kaepernick. Davis was a forgotten guy the last 6 games of the regular season last year. Well, he's 1 for 1 in the opener, second possession. A 7-minute drive, number 7 to number 85. And a 7-0 49er lead.
This game on Fox is sponsored by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. By Rockstar Games Grand Theft Auto 5, coming September 17th, rated M for mature. And by Taco Bell's new fiery Doritos Locos Taco. Live Moss.
Colin Kaepernick made his first start last year against Chicago here on November 19th. In that game, Vernon Davis made 6 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown, but only a total of 6 the rest of the regular season. He started finding him again late in the postseason. Kaepernick finds Vernon Davis here in the opener for a 20-yard touchdown. Green Bay having to answer down by 7. They'll start at their 20. And after the touchdown, Jim Harbaugh working the official even after the touchdown. He's up 7-zip. 2:52 left, opening quarter. Green Bay down by 7, starting at their 20. Pass caught. Cobb makes a spin move, avoided a hit, and picks up a first down with a 13-yard catch. And again, the Packers go right to the line of scrimmage in this heat, and it is hot down there. Well, they're going to try and wear down this big San Francisco D.
Well, they are, and right now they're huddling, and they were going to go to the no huddle, and then Rodgers brought them back, and you just got to be careful. The thing about the no huddle, it's great when it's working, but when it's not, and you're reeling off plays, but you're not getting first downs, it creates a problem and a sense of panic, especially when you're playing on the road.
4-man rush. Rodgers out to his right. Harbaugh was calling for a hold, and that's Jordy Nelson with a great catch. Working on Nnamdi Asomugha. 49ers have lost their 3rd cornerback from a year ago, Chris Culliver, and a 31-yard completion.
Well, you see this matchup again with Aldon Smith, and you see maybe got away with a little bit of a hold there, Bakhtiari, but an excellent job by Jordy Nelson coming back to the football. Nnamdi Asomugha never even saw it.
Rodgers. Nelson was wide open, and the pass behind him. Let's go back to the catch by Jordy Nelson for 31 yards.
Yeah, you're going to see the one-on-one matchup on the outside, and it's a double move, and then the ball's thrown a little bit behind, which is good. He's able to come back then and make a play on it. Asomugha unable to get turned around to locate the football, but Nelson makes a good grab.
Second and 10.
Nelson right there wasn't real sure what exactly Rodgers was calling.
Calling a screen for Eddie Lacy. Blocking in front of him, and Lacy, the rookie, looking for it down to the 5. Another 31-yard play, this one to the rookie Eddie Lacy.
Yeah, the big guy's just got to be given a little bit of space. You see what happens once he gets out in the open field, and he's a big load. He's hard to get to the ground, and good blocking down the field by James Jones.
Dante Whitner made the touchdown-saving tackle. Rodgers out to his right. Throws it away.
And we talked about the tackles in this game. Of course, we've shown Bakhtiari, but then also Don Barclay, who's just making his 7th NFL start in this ball game. And you take a look at Eddie Lacy and how big and strong he is. But they're going to move the pocket a little bit, as they did on that last play, to try to help these guys out, knowing that it's a difficult task for them to hold up in protection against these pass rushers.
Pass caught. Cobb reaches and touchdown. Able to get away from Carlos Rodgers just enough to hit the goal line for the touchdown.
Randall Cobb, such a versatile player. He's in the slot and he spins back to the inside and gets it stretched out. Sure enough, he breaks the plane of the goal line, and it's a great job by Green Bay offensively after the 49ers go down on a drive of their own to come away with a touchdown to answer that and tie this game up.
Remember the run game? They didn't run it one time on that possession. They're best when Rodgers has it in his hand and he's looking downfield.
Well, I think people talk about trying to be balanced, and certainly it's harder to defend when you are, but at the end of the day, Mike McCarthy's going to call the things that they're able to do well, and as we just saw, generally that's Aaron Rodgers throwing the football.
Tie game. And a big-time answer by Aaron Rodgers. Eddie Lacy a part of it. Cobb the touchdown. Tied at 7. For Green Bay, first 2 possessions, 29 yards, 2 punts. The last time, 80 yards, the touchdown. Randall Cobb. Tie game. And Aaron Rodgers, it was all out of his hand for the 80 yards on the drive. Mastay kicks it away. Parrish Cox will take it out. And a good decision. Almost broke it, and Mastay got in there and made a good tackle. Well, there was a lot of room, but Parrish Cox got past the kicker, Tim Mastay. And we will remind you that this Tuesday, it's the premiere of Being the Finest on Fox Sports 1. Follow the lives of NYPD officers who come together on the football field and honor their fallen brother through their unforgettable 2013 season. Being the Finest premieres Tuesday, only on Fox Sports 1. We got a chance to get a sneak peek of that. Troy and I called the game that they play against the FDNY. Please check that out on Tuesday night, Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Really good. Well done.
Handoff is to Gore. And Frank Gore is out to the 28.
Yeah, you know, Frank Gore coming into this game, I really thought that as much discussion as had been paid to Colin Kaepernick, he was going to be the key. You know, running the football. He ran the ball very well in both the games against the Packers last year, but at least in this first quarter, the Packers have done a nice job against the run, but it's another reminder just how good Colin Kaepernick is in the pocket throwing the football.
Gore checks out. Kendall Hunter in the backfield with Kaepernick. And that is a false start.
False start. Number 59 offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They get the center, Jonathan Goodwin, who was pushed during camp and during the preseason by the younger Daniel Kilgore.
Yeah, he's the elder statesman of the group. He's in his 12th year, and you know, they've held this group together. Of course, they lost Adam Snyder a year ago, and Alex Boone came in at right guard, had a great year, and then Snyder came back as his backup, but a couple Pro Bowlers along that group, and a few more of them could have made it too.
End of the first. Tied at 7. Fox NFL Sunday on this opening weekend of the 2013 NFL season will continue after this from your local Fox station. 7-7 game as we start the second quarter in San Francisco. No turnovers so far, just one penalty. So a pretty clean start. For the 49ers and Packers, Bolden makes the catch and spins just short of the 30. Gain of 7.
Thought it was interesting in talking with Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, about Anquan Bolden and what he has meant to this group. And he said, hey, we've always practiced at a high tempo. We've always had good workouts. But Bolden coming in, he just has accelerated it to an entirely different level. I mean, he's an absolute pro. He's been doing it a long time. He's been in big games. And he is as professional and as tough-minded an individual as there is in all of football.
This is a third down play. Kaepernick throws. He's got Bolden, who's into Green Bay territory. And on third down, a 27-yard completion to Anquan Bolden.
Yeah, they go to this bunch set right here with these 3 receivers, and it really puts a defense in a bind as to who's going to go deep, who's breaking off intermediate, who's running the shallow crossing route, and trying to sort through all that oftentimes creates some holes within the zones. And as we saw, Anquan Bolden on the intermediate route gets into an area where nobody was, and they find him.
On first down, Kaepernick. Kyle Williams overthrown. Let's go for a game break. Here's Joel Klatt.
Thank you, Joe. We go to St. Louis, where Larry Fitzgerald has a new toy. And his name is Carson Palmer. 7-0 Arizona. Palmer to Fitzgerald, their first connection of the season.
Joel, thanks. While we watch the 49ers realize they have 2 receivers, Michael Crabtree and Mario Manningham, on the physically unable to perform list. They hope to get both back, but Crabtree had a career year last year, 9 touchdowns, 85 catches, over 1,100 yards. Tore his Achilles in May. Maybe back in November. That's Bolden making the catch. You can see his strength. Took about 4 Packers to bring him to the ground, a gain of 3. Third down coming up.
You know, I've been real impressed here in the early going of this ball game in Green Bay and how physical they have been defensively. I mean, they are flying around, they're hitting people, and they've, as I said a little bit earlier, I mean, they've done a good job holding up against the run. And this is just one of those games where, you know, it doesn't draw a lot of attention, but you know, the team that ultimately probably is going to win this game is going to be who wins down in the trenches, and it is physical down there right now.
Third down and 7. And a timeout taken by Jim Harbaugh along the sideline.
Their second.
Second timeout taken by the 49ers. We'll take a timeout. Third down when we come back. 12:42 left. First down.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. By the family, this fall the mob will meet its match. In theaters this Friday. And by Papa John's, official pizza sponsor of the NFL.
The new eastern span of the Bay Bridge opened earlier this week. Some of the best views of any city in the United States from that bridge. So far, Colin Kaepernick has not been hit. Faced with 3rd and 7, tie game. Just a 3-man rush. No pressure on Kaepernick. He'll try and pick it up with his legs, and he can't. Green Bay defense closed quick, a gain of 2. And it's time for a 49er punt. The rookie Jones and Mike Neal were in on the stop, as Dayton Jones, who was the first-round pick out of UCLA, makes a play on third down.
Well, it's a really good job of getting off the field. That has continued to be a down that has given them problems, the Packers, in this game. But with just a 3-man rush to come off the blocks and be able to get Colin Kaepernick to the ground, pretty good job.
Randall Cobb is waiting for the punt. And this will end up in the end zone and out to the 20. 43-yard punt. And as we wait for the Green Bay offense to get in their huddle, we look back a year ago and how the offensive line has changed from that divisional playoff game. Barkley's still over at right tackle, but Sitton's flipped over to left guard. TJ Lang from left to right. And the rookie David Bakhtiari is playing at left tackle.
Josh Sitton, he was moved back in March, and the idea was they wanted both Sitton and Brian Balaga on the left side, their two best linemen. Balaga goes down, and it ends up being a real positive because now you've got a veteran guy like Sitton playing alongside the rookie in Bakhtiari.
Here's Lacey. That's his best run of the day, but a flag flies. McDonald ends up without a helmet. He turned around, was looking for a flag, and he got it.
Ill use of the hands to the face. Number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
They get Josh Sitton.
There's Josh Sitton right there in the screen. He's got the hands there to the helmet of Justin Smith, and then, as you said, Ray McDonald's helmet came off. That was right tackle Don Barkley, who ripped his headgear off.
So now 1st and 20. And that balance not achieved so far for Mike McCarthy in this offense. Play clock at 4. They don't throw a flag. That was close, and Eddie Lacy on 1st and 20 picks up 4, and now the ball comes out, and it belongs to the 49ers. Brown recovered. Lacy put it on the ground, and that's the first turnover of the ball game. We'll take a look.
They're trying to figure out exactly when it came out. He's not on the ground yet, and the ball is out.
And the knees were up. That's a fumble.
Yeah, that's a fumble, and that's the thing that you worry about with a young runner when he comes into the NFL and he's not accustomed to guys going after the football. Once they stand you up, they are going after the strip, and they're able to get it away from Lacy and get on it, give the ball back to the 49ers.
Justin Smith stood him up, and then Navarro Bowman came in and knocked it out. And so the first turnover gives the 49ers the ball at the Green Bay 14-yard line. Packers had only 8 lost fumbles last season. They have one here today. Kaepernick completes to Gore. Gore knocked out by Hawk, a gain of 8. Now Eddie Lacy gets to stand over there and think about the fumble, trying to churn for extra yardage, and Bowman knocked it out. Guy who was a starter really for 1 year at Alabama, played behind Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson, and he starred last year on a national championship team for Nick Saban. 2nd and 2. Gore takes it to the 5. 3rd and a yard coming up.
They just have not given Frank Gore, many places to run with the football, and that, as I said, the inside running game is really where he's at his best. Hit a lot of big runs in that playoff game last year, but the Packers have had an answer for that. They're holding up very well inside. Of course, the story Johnny Jolly and his return to the Packers this year after 3 years out of football, he really helped shore up that run defense too.
Kaepernick gives, flag is down as Gore is brought down close to the marker. They're going to mark him back down at the 5 where the knee went down. So for now, Green Bay is held on 3rd down and 1, but a flag's down. It's against the 49ers. And Mike McCarthy is faced with declining the penalty, bringing up 4th down and a yard, or accepting it and moving it back. And Levy's still looking over for the decision.
Illegal formation. Number 68 offense reported eligible, went to the line of scrimmage and was covered at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So they're going to take the penalty, accept it, and make it 3rd and 6. That's Adam Snyder, who was listed and reported as an eligible receiver. It was called on him, so 3rd down and 6.
I'll tell you, Joe, as well as Colin Kaepernick has been throwing the football, I'm not so sure I would have declined it.
I'm with you. So the Packers accepted the penalty. Kaepernick's got all day, and he'll take off, won't make it. And now with the extra hit at the end of the play on Clay Matthews, a fight breaks out, and more flags fly. Well, there was so much talk, Troy, during the week with Clay Matthews talking about hitting the quarterback. Here he hits Kaepernick clearly out of bounds. They threw the flag for that, which will give San Francisco an automatic 1st down. But let's take a look at the end of the play.
The one thing about it is you're going to, he's out of bounds and Clay Matthews is running over and he's launching himself, and it was one of those, it looked worse, Joe, than what I initially thought. Immediately I thought, wow, he was way out of bounds when Matthews takes him out. But you can see Matthews is leaving his feet just as Kaepernick steps out of bounds with his left foot, and he would have been short of the 1st down. You're right, but with this penalty.
Personal foul, late hit, number 52 of the defense. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 74 of the offense. The penalty's offset. Replay 3rd down.
Well, because of the retaliation by Joe Staley, it takes the 1st down away, and we replay 3rd down and 6. And there's Staley getting into it with Clay Matthews, and Matthews was still
the other part of that. Yeah, the other thing is too, Joe, I mean, all week long, in fact, Jim Harbaugh even talked about it, the comments that Clay Matthews made this week in terms of we're coming after Colin Kaepernick and we're going to hit him. And if that's anybody else, I don't know if it gets quite the same kind of reaction, but the 49ers came into this game certainly aware of the comments that Clay Matthews had made, and clearly they took offense to that hit, feeling though Kaepernick was targeted.
So back to 3rd and 6. Kaepernick, pass caught, touchdown, Anquan Boldin.
He runs a crossing route. Jerron McMillan is there to make a play on him. He just fails to converge on him and make the tackle. And after being given a break on the late hit and having to replay 3rd down, the 49ers execute to Bolden for the touchdown.
So much happened between these two sides here recently. It started with a fumble by Eddie Lacy. Then there were the penalties. 49ers got an extra try on 3rd and 6. Thought they had picked up a 1st down because of an unsportsmanlike call on Matthews. The retaliation wiped that away. There's the fumble that started it. And it ends with a touchdown catch by Bolden. 14-7, 49ers on top. 3-time Pro Bowl receiver Anquan Boldin, who was with the team, the Ravens, that beat his new club, the 49ers, in Super Bowl 47, is in from 10 yards out. He has 5 catches in his 49er debut, and with under 9 to go in the half, Packers will take the football. Ross will take it out. A little delay at the beginning, and Ross with a flag down can't make it to the 15. Craig Dahl on the stop. And this is getting, it was already heated coming in, but it is getting really chippy out there here in this opening half.
Illegal block in the back, number 76 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Green Bay.
It wasn't a good decision by Ross to even take it out. Let's go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, for months, everybody's known about this. Jim Harbaugh has been loud and clear that he thinks excessive hits on his quarterback should be punished. Before the game, we saw Harbaugh working referee Bill Levy, and then we've seen an example of those excessive hits that Harbaugh feels are inappropriate. Look at his reaction. As you can see, he's not going to take it, and he's going to really go on about it as much as he can. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thanks. In the end, a touchdown for the 49ers, a 7-point lead, and the pass looked like a back shoulder type throw for Nelson. Incomplete. And the momentum and everything is starting to really shift against the Packers right now.
Well, special teams last year was one of the real strengths for the most part for this Packers team, but not a good decision by Jeremy Ross. You're going to see he shouldn't have brought it out to begin with. He was told to stay in by John Kuhn. He hesitates, and then he ends up not even getting it to the 20-yard line, but that's one of the reasons why also they had the penalty, and now you put your quarterback and your offense inside the 5-yard line. Just not a smart play.
Now second down. Pass is caught by Starks. And James Starks ends up picking up a first down.
That's a big first down too, because when you're backed up like that,
they're gonna mark him out. Evidently his right foot went out short of the yard to gain, so that was only an 8-yard gain. And let's take a look on that far sideline right there.
Yep.
So a good call. And instead of a first down, it's 3rd down and 2.
Well, at least if nothing else, they gave their punter some room to work if they don't pick it up.
Rodgers. Pass is dropped. James Jones. Asamoah. His first year with the 49ers. Out there defending for San Francisco.
Yeah, he's just kind of shadowing him, you know. I mean, we saw the play that Jordy Nelson was able to make down the field, essentially the same type of play. He knew that he had safety help over the top, but he's not turned around trying to locate the ball, and Rodgers sees that and thought that he could have gotten one in there, and they just failed to convert.
Mastay hits it. Kyle Williams will stay away. Out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. 49ers have a 7-point lead, have the football back. 8:01 left, opening half. Clay Matthews on the sideline as this drive begins for San Francisco at their own 43, up by 7. Good protection. Kaepernick has a man. Davis off his hands. Wide open, good throw, and a drop.
Yeah, they certainly had an opportunity to make a play there, but looking at the Green Bay Packers safeties, you know, of course they're without Morgan Burnett. They don't have Charles Woodson this year, and you know, M.D. Jennings was there in a position to drive on that ball. He's just late reacting. And then of course we saw Jerron McMillan missed the tackle on the last touchdown by the 49ers, but Vernon Davis is a guy who can certainly threaten the defense down the field, and the safeties are the guys who've got to be able to come up and make those plays.
On 2nd and 10. Kaepernick can't find anywhere to go with it. Jolly chasing him, and Kaepernick just heads out of bounds with the football.
Yeah, I've never quite understood that one either. I mean, if he throws it away, at least you get it back to the line of scrimmage. Instead, he just ran out of bounds.
And lost 2. Anquan Bolden was held by Jerron McMillan. Again, the Packers are without Morgan Burnett. Clearly their best safety. Just got a 4-year contract extension, out with a bad hamstring. So McMillan getting the start. Now 3rd down and 12. This could be a big stop for the Green Bay defense. And now the play clock expires. That makes it 3rd and 17.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, we'll see what happens here on 3rd down. This has been a down that San Francisco has dominated here in this first half. The Packers, for the most part, just have not been able to get off the field. And, you know, with 3rd and long here, you'd think that they could make a key stop.
So far, the 49ers 6 for 8 on third down, including 2 touchdowns. Coming on third down plays, 3rd and 17. Kaepernick dancing around and just flings it out of bounds. And good work by this Green Bay defense after the 3 and out to return the favor and get the same from San Francisco. It's 4th down.
It was a really good job on the outside as we saw Colin Kaepernick try to escape the pocket, and recognizing that and not being out of control in your pass rush, that you're not keeping your eyes on him. And so the Packers come up with a good stop then on 3rd down.
We've seen Cobb back there to return a punt. This is Ross, who fumbled last year here in this stadium. Now a flag comes in late. Ross with a fumble last year during the divisional playoff with his Packers up by 7 in the first half of that game and helped turn the tide in San Francisco's favor. So the officials gather around the 40 after a 42-yard punt. Here's the call.
Holding. Number 26, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st down. Timeout.
So a timeout. Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers will have the football when we come back, trailing by 7. It is the NFL on Fox. We are back to football, and this is the 6th Packer drive of the game. 3 have started at the 20, 3 inside the 20, and that last penalty moves the ball back to the 13. They toss it to Cobb over the right side. Willis was in there on the stop, a gain of 3, and we'll see if Eddie Lacy comes back into the game. It's a straight ticket into the doghouse when you put the ball on the ground for any head coach, especially as a rookie. Here's some of the early game leaders. All 3 of these players were part of winning efforts. Drew Brees, Andrew Luck, Reggie Bush in his first year with the Lions. A big win over Minnesota. Here's Nelson. He makes the catch, and he's got a 1st down. Dragged to the ground by Brown.
You mentioned Eddie Lacy and whether or not we'll see him anymore, and now they've got James Starks back, in the backfield. But Randall Cobb is someone who has had success against these 49ers from the backfield position, going back to week 1 of last year.
Aldon Smith came across. It made Bakhtiari move, and it's against Smith.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 99 defense came into the neutral zone, caused an offensive man to false start. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
You can only imagine how Bakhtiari felt coming into this game. A 4th-round pick out of Colorado, and he gets the starting assignment in his first NFL game, and then he's having to face a guy like Aldon Smith, and I would imagine he didn't sleep all that well last night.
David's older brother Eric played 5 games for the 49ers last year. 1st down and 5. Rodgers, good pocket. Pass is to Nelson, and he shakes a tackle. Got away from the rookie Reed. And Jordy Nelson turns that into a big play of over 20 yards, a 22-yard completion, and Eric Reed could not make the stop.
Well, the Packers on this left side do an excellent job of sorting out the protection. Bakhtiari does a good job on Aldon Smith, but Josh Sitton, he picks up the blitzing linebacker and gives Rodgers some time.
Mayday 5-3, Mayday 5-3.
All the yardage after the catch for Jordy Nelson.
Here comes.
He missed the preseason after having early August knee surgery. Here Starks. And a flag flies. A big hole for Starks to run through, but it's going to be a hold against Green Bay.
Holding. Number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
That's Josh Sitton.
Yeah, he gets called for holding Justin Smith. You're going to see, they were looking for the cutback lane. Starks gets it, and as Justin Smith tries to come off of that block, he gets held by Sitton.
Packers have had 2 good runs in this game. A 10-yarder by Lacey, a 7-yarder by Starks, both called back because of penalties. 1st and 20. Rodgers has a man, and it's off Finley into Eric Reed. Reed down the sideline. The rookie trying to score. He's brought down by Aaron Rodgers. And they're going to mark him near the 3. James Jones, another drop. And this is the worst kind, rather Finley. Jones earlier, and Jermichael Finley put it right into the waiting arms of Reed. Now it looks like they could bring this back with regard to if he was down by contact right there.
Yeah, it looked like there was contact made there. Clearly he has his hands underneath the ball, and it's an interception. But Jermichael Finley, and talking with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy the other day, they were raving about the camp that Jermichael Finley had. His route running.
The previous play will be under review.
And then he's unable to secure the catch, and a ball that was put right on him and would have been a nice gain on 1st and long. Instead, it's going the other way with the rookie coming up with the interception.
So it's Reed with the interception. Seems to be down at that spot. They'll look at it. 49ers with a ball up 7. Well, it certainly looks to us like this return by Eric Reed is going to come back. The interception will stand. Reed right there is hit on the left shoulder by Jermichael Finley, who dropped the throw from Aaron Rodgers. The question is, where will they mark it? Back around midfield. Right now the ball's inside the 5 at the 3. Eric Reed was a guy that was known to make big plays in big games, and the 49ers traded up to get him. 18th overall, replacing Deshaun Goldson, who went to Tampa Bay. Here's the call.
After reviewing the play, it is an interception. However, the defender was touched down at the 44-yard line of San Francisco, with the clock operator put 4:28 on the game clock. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line of San Francisco. 4:28.
Takes a 53-yard interception return off the books by the rookie Reed. And it moves the ball back to the 44-yard line of San Francisco, but it's the 2nd turnover, and that was a perfect throw from Rodgers. And Jermichael Finley, who a lot of people thought late last year the Packers might decline signing him and giving him a roster bonus, and he may end up as a free agent. As you said, they've been raving about him in camp. Had a good preseason, but a lot of drops a couple of years ago, and that was a costly one there. From the 44, it's Gore running left. And a good play is made as that play was strung out. B.J. Raji was out there to make the play. No gain.
You know, B.J. Raji, you're going to see the way that he is able to play this. And as I said, overall, this defensive front has been outstanding against the run. And, you know, obviously that was a concern last season, but they came in, they brought in Johnny Jolly. They want to limit the amount of snaps with B.J. Raji. They're getting tested here with the run game by the 49ers, but they have held up well here against them in the first half of this game.
Jolly, by the way, got a sack on the last possession by San Francisco when Kaepernick ran out of bounds. Here's Bolden with another catch.
Yeah, the guy they just haven't had an answer for is Anquan Bolden. He's been making play after play here in this first half, and the double move on Tramon Williams. You saw Colin Kaepernick. He goes with the fake, and Tramon Williams jumps it, and it opens up that little hole because there was safety help over the top, but that's the hole in the zone along that sideline, and they were able to put it in there to him.
Catch number 6 for Anquan Bolden. 1st and 10. Handoff is to Gore, and he slides down. Staring into the face of M.D. Jennings, and a loss of 3.
Well, we'll see what this defense is able to do. If they're able to make a stop and not give up any more points here before this half. But boy, the turnovers have put this defense in a bind here in the early going. And then, of course, the penalty on Clay Matthews that kept the drive alive that they would have been able to get off the field, just giving up a field goal.
Out! Lucky, yeah.
Fake the handoff. Kaepernick is knocked to the ground by Clay Matthews. A loss of 5 on the sack by Matthews. He got right through the middle.
Yeah, Clay Matthews, Upati's going to be the one who tries to make the block on him when he frees up. You see the move right there that Clay Matthews puts on him, and then comes after Kaepernick. And I mean, Clay Matthews has been all over the field too.
It will be 3rd down and long. 3rd and 18 on the other side of the 2-minute warning at Candlestick Park. 49ers with the ball, up by 7. 2 minutes left in this game in San Francisco. 49ers faced with a 3rd and 18. Up by 7. We're going to bring in Mike Pereira. We hope at some point before we leave you at the half with some important information to pass on about the last touchdown that was scored by the 49ers. Right now, 3rd and 18. Four-man rush. Kaepernick over the middle's got Davis. Davis bounces off of Jennings, but is short of the first down, a gain of 12. Green Bay with all 3 of their timeouts remaining, and we will have a long field goal try by Phil Dawson, who spent 14 years in Cleveland. A 48-yard try. And a timeout is taken by Green Bay. Let's go to Mike Pereira. And Mike, tell us what happened on the hit by Matthews on Kaepernick that preceded the touchdown throw to Anquan Bolden.
Yeah, a lot of confusion there with the skirmish, but here's the issue. There were fouls on both teams, and they offset them. That's correctly. But they were both dead ball fouls, so although they offset, the down counts. So it should have been 4th and 2 instead of replaying 3rd and 6. So 4th and 2, you might get a field goal attempt. Then in the next play, it turns out that there's a touchdown on the play. So it is a misenforced enforcement.
Thank you, Mike. 48-yard try. First day officially for the 49ers, and it's no good. Wide to the left, a 48-yard try by Phil Dawson, who's replacing David Akers. New center, a new snapper. The hold is down. No issues there. It was just pulled by Dawson.
Yeah, he just pulls it. An excellent job defensively by the Packers after the interception by the 49ers, not giving up any points. And now, because of the missed field goal, Joe, you give the ball back to the Packers with plenty of time on the clock and outstanding field position.
Well, Don Capers has to really be happy with the way his defense has played on the road here week 1 in San Francisco. They've been out on the field a lot. They've done a good job. 7-point game. Rodgers throws, has Finley, who just had a drop, and Jermichael is going to spin across midfield with a Green Bay first down as Rodgers goes right back to him. And now they're going to get a personal foul for roughing the passer.
Force from the end of the run, first down.
So they're going to add 15 yards to the end of this, and just like that, the Packers are in great position, down by 7.
Well, here's a tail end of that play after Rodgers gets the ball out, and I don't know about that one.
So Rodgers gets hit by Ahmad Brooks. They throw the flag for that hit, and the 13-yard completion gets 15 yards tacked on to the end of it, taking it to the 35-yard line. Rodgers to the sideline and out of the reach of Jones. So just to go back to what Mike Pereira said, when that hit was delivered by Clay Matthews on the sideline to Kaepernick, and then the retaliation by Staley. 2 dead ball fouls, and they replayed the down incorrectly. So then 3rd down followed again. The touchdown was the result instead of 4th down, where you expect a field goal try to take the lead. That's a big mistake by this officiating crew, as John Kuhn carries it and a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Holding, number 71 offense. 10-yard penalty. We keep second out.
It's another one on Josh Sitton, who's had his hands full with Justin Smith and others up front for the 49ers.
It seems like every time the Packers start to get a drive going, they have a penalty that sets them back. You know, we've seen the turnover, but just haven't quite been able to get a whole lot of momentum going outside of the 1 touchdown drive they had.
Now 2nd down and 20. Rodgers flushed out to his right, throws it away. Good pressure by Justin Smith. It's going to
coming
Terry.
up on the Visa halftime. Terry and the boys will join me live from Times Square. A lot of great finishes already in the NFL, including several games going down to the wire. And yes, even the Jets won. It's all in the Visa halftime. Right, Kurt?
Right. Visa halftime coming up. Right now the Packers outside of field goal range, facing 3rd and 20. Aldon Smith came across early again. Flags are down. Rodgers thinks he's got a free play. Reed is waiting for it, and he comes down with the ball. But there is a flag on the play and a pileup in the end zone. Simultaneous catch goes to the offense. They're going to give it to Reed on the interception, but a flag is down.
Number 99 defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
So they get Aldon Smith again, Troy, and that it was a free play, so Aaron Rodgers just heaved it.
I mean, he knew all along. I mean, they're going to blow this down if it's a false start, and so he knew that there was a penalty on the play. He knew that he had gotten him offsides, and a free play, take a shot, nothing to lose. Really smart on Rodgers' part, trying to give his guy an opportunity.
Better hope the officials get it right. But he had the play continue, so he knows he's got a free play. No interception now, 3rd and 15, under a minute to go. And the timeout is taken by the 49ers, their final. Right now, the Packers are on the outer edge of field goal range. Wednesday on The Ultimate Fighter, the tension between rival coaches Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate boils over when their #1 picks square off in one of the most shocking battles in Ultimate Fighter history. It's this Wednesday, only on Fox Sports 1. Well, there's Mason Crosby, who had a dismal year last year, last in the NFL with a field goal percentage of 64%. He agreed to reduce his salary during camp from $2.4 million to $800,000 with the chance to earn the money back through incentives. He survived a rough patch during camp. He's still here. Right now it'd be a 58-yard try, and that would equal his career long.
Yeah, and even if you can't pick up the first down here and get the ball down the field, you want to add to this so you can at least try to shorten the distance for Crosby.
Third down and 15. Pass is caught by Nelson, and Jordy Nelson has got a first down. And I think they were doing exactly what you said, trying to get some yardage for Crosby, and it turns into a first down.
Yeah, you get it out there and add 5 more yards to the attempted field goal, and you see Nnamdi Asomugha, he just whips. You know, he just doesn't make a play on Jordy Nelson. They end up picking up a big first down.
15 yards on 3rd and 15. Remember the offside penalty on Aldon Smith. Rodgers, Nelson, A juggle and a catch, and he got 9.5. Eric Reed on the hit.
Yeah, receiver, they'd like that ball just a little bit lower when you're running the slant route and you know you've got a safety that's waiting on you. Nelson knew there was a defender that was there capable of putting a hit on him. As you're going to see, the ball's a little bit higher than where those receivers would want it. They'd like to be able to catch it and protect themselves. You know, Jordy Nelson, there was some question as to whether or not, you know, he would even be able to play. He had a little procedure done on his knee a few weeks ago, was limited in the work he was able to get, but here he is today, and he's made some nice plays.
A guy who had 6 touchdown catches over his first 45 NFL games. He's got 22 over his last 28. 15 touchdowns in 2011, 7 last year, and he's been a big part of this drive. 2nd and 1 with 44 seconds left. 1 timeout now remaining for the Packers. Rodgers, end zone, in the direction of Cobb. And now 3rd down and 1.
The 49ers, they've played excellent defense for the most part here in this first half as well. And Rodgers initially was trying to get the ball down the middle of the field with just outstanding coverage. And he comes back to his second guy, Cobb, then to the corner. And, you know, Rodgers, even though he hasn't been sacked much, he has had pressure in his face. And so that time clock, when he's in the pocket, he has gotten the ball out of his hands probably a little quicker than what he'd like to.
Priority here for Green Bay is the first down. And so they hand it to Kuhn, who picks it up.
You see, Rodgers immediately wants to get him on the ball because he doesn't want to use the timeout right here. So he told them in the huddle, we're going to try to pick up the first down. If we do, we've got to be ready to get back on the ball and go.
Which they do. Pass caught by Finley. Stays upright, and he is in for the touchdown. Redemption for Jermichael Finley. Cox couldn't bring him down, and Jermichael Finley has a 12-yard touchdown catch.
Quick out route, you try to outflank him, and Paris Cox has the angle, but Jermichael Finley is a big guy. He talked about it. He's added 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason, knowing that he would be asked to be more of a blocker, but it served him well on that play, breaking a tackle from the defensive back and then being able to get the ball into the end zone.
And now the extra point to tie it. This has really been a gritty effort by the Packers here in the first half. When some things have gone against him, they're an extra point away from a tie game with only 16 seconds left, and it's 14-14.
I think that's really the message that Mike McCarthy will be giving the team, because there was a lot of things that worked against the Packers here in this first half, and they hung in there even on this drive. I mean, being able to overcome, you know, some of the penalties, and then 3rd and 15, Jordy Nelson being able to pick up the first down and then come away with a touchdown on this drive. It's a great way to end this first half.
Earlier in the half, it was off the hands of Jermichael Finley into the arms of Eric Reed for the interception, the frustration. It did not result in points. And then the 12-yard touchdown, and anything but frustration, as the Packers have tied this game at 14. Two teams that met in the divisional round last year, a game that was won by the 49ers 45-31. And if you consider how that game went, the 49ers racking up 323 rush yards, just up and down the field. Kaepernick 444 combined yards. This Green Bay defense has certainly tightened things up from last January. Mastay to hit it. And one of the up men, Dixon, on the return. Breaks the tackle of Mastay and is dragged down across the 40. 30-yard return by Dixon. And will give you cause and effect. The hit out of bounds by Clay Matthews Jr. The retaliation by Joe Staley. Offsetting fouls. It was enforced improperly by the officiating crew. They replayed third down, and a 10-yard touchdown catch by Bolden is what followed, instead of what you assume would be a field goal attempt on fourth down, when at the time the game was tied at 7. 9 seconds left, no timeouts. And the pass is caught by Williams, still outside field goal range. He rolls out of bounds with 3 seconds left.
Well, they get enough yardage though there with no timeouts that Colin Kaepernick, he's got enough arm to where he'll be able to get this ball into the end zone.
They may look at this and it would be initiated by the booth inside of 2 minutes, but they do not stop play. And a timeout taken by Green Bay.
Third and final, charge timeout.
And you can see Mike McCarthy talking to the official. I guarantee you somebody up in the booth told Mike McCarthy to take the timeout and buy some time to see if the officials want to look at this, because there was some question as to whether that ball was a clean catch by Kyle Williams before he rolled out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't see anything there that would cause them to overturn it, but as I said, if the 49ers, if they elect to take a shot here into the end zone, which I would imagine they'll do because of being able to complete that pass. Of course, the Packers just not wanting to give up the big play. We're playing so soft. They could have even gotten more yardage out of the play than they were able to. But now they're well within the range of Colin Kaepernick's arm and getting this ball all the way into the end zone.
5 guys back deep for Green Bay. 3-man rush. Kaepernick has time to let everybody get into the end zone, and here we go. It is incomplete. And so this game, the rematch of that divisional playoff game here in San Francisco, good one at the half. Tied at 14. And we'll go from San Francisco to Kurt Menefee in New York for the Visa Halftime Show, which starts right now.
Take everything and give them nothing.
Kaepernick, end zone, touchdown, Vernon Davis. Cobb reaches and touchdown. Pass caught, touchdown, Anquan Bolden. Packers answered that Bolden touchdown with one to Jermichael Finley, and so now we start the second half tied at 14. This good matchup, opening weekend of the NFL season, America's game of the week. Packers and 49ers. You can follow your favorite team all season long. Just go to itunes.com/NFL. Mastey's not just been good kicking the football, he's made a couple of hits, including a clean tackle earlier in the day. There will be no tackle here. Let's go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, after a very good half of football, Jim Harbaugh wasn't all that interested in sharing any halftime adjustments, but he did feel like this game is going to come down to penalties and who takes care of the ball better. Meantime, for the Packers, Mike McCarthy extremely proud of the resilience his team showed. He said he talked about that at halftime, and he was proud of the way they adjusted and came back from that adversity. He said it's a 0-0 game now, and it's going to be a battle. Back to you.
All right, Pam, yeah, and he should be proud of that defense, and specifically Troy up front.
The defensive front has been outstanding. Really, the entire defense. 49ers had excellent field position to start most of their drives, and for them to hold up the way they did is really impressive.
On first down, the handoff to Gore, and he breaks out the pile. Didn't look like there was much there. He gets 5. You touched on it earlier. We said his name, Johnny Jolly, who these Packers will tell you has brought a toughness up front to that defensive line. As you said, he was out of the game for 3 years, suspended for an addiction to codeine. He's worked his way back. We've seen him a lot out there here in game one.
He's played well, and when the Packers were good against the run back in '09, it's not a coincidence that that's the last year that Johnny Jolly was a part of this club. He's helped them in this game.
Staley rocked back. We'll see if the officials are buying that, and they are.
False start, number 74 offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Let's take a look at the timeline for Johnny Jolly.
In my mind and my heart, I knew that I'll be back, but I didn't know when I'll be back. I might drive myself crazy thinking about, how good I could have been.
Well, he was good at the time he was sent away from the game, and after 3 years out, I guess a mild surprise as Kendall Hunter carries it for a gain of 2. A mild surprise that he was as good as he was working his way back during camp. He's parlayed that into a lot of playing time here in week 1.
They did a nice job on that last play. He's just a hard guy to move, and he has been clogging up the inside lanes where Frank Gore has enjoyed so much success. There just hasn't been a lot of room for him to run here today.
3rd down and 9. Kaepernick has Bolden, who has to fight for it and makes the catch. And what a debut for Anquan Bolden here in a 49er uniform. 22 yards on 3rd down.
Now this is on Anquan Bolden. I mean, this is what he does so well. You see the traffic that he's in. He's having to go up, make a tough catch, a lot of hands there in the way and bodies, and he's able to haul it in and come down with the football. He's been doing that throughout his entire career.
They line the fullback Miller out wide to the right. Kaepernick comes left, and there he is again. Anquan Bolden looked like he had the first down and then maybe gave it up. Depends on the spot. We saw him on the right side. Now we see him on the left side. And it looked like he got about 9.5 as you look at the battle between Big Joe Staley, the 2-time Pro Bowler, and Clay Matthews.
Yeah, that's a great matchup between those two guys. Clay Matthews got the better of Joe Staley last year in week 1, and they saw that he had a little technique flaw. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, was the one who pointed it out to him. And once he got that squared away, he went on to have another Pro Bowl year, as you said. And when they met up in the playoffs, Clay Matthews was able to get a sack, but Joe Staley was much better in the rematch. And he's been good for the most part here this afternoon.
You can see they're a bit short of a first down, so 2nd and less than a yard. When we talked to Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, such a smart football mind here with the 49ers, he talked about Bolden. He said our team is practicing better than they have in the past, and Anquan Bolden is the one who set that tone. So he gives you a lot, and today he has been so good on the receiving end. He's got 8 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown. Hand off to Gore, and Frank has got a first down. Let's go to Joel Klatt for a game break.
Thanks, Joe, and every defensive lineman's dream right here. Bradford, pass deflected. Dan Williams picks it off, goes in for the pick 6. Arizona up 17-13.
So 2 teams part of that much improved NFC West. Seattle had to slug it out to win earlier today at Carolina. Kaepernick on first down steps up, and he's going to throw, and there he is again. Anquan Bolden, they're going to mark him down at the 16. Catch number 9 for number 81.
You just see over here, this is where Anquan Bolden is going to come in from, and just based on the way that the Packers are playing defensively, I mean, had Kaepernick have been able to put that ball on Bolden, on the run, he scores a touchdown, but they just clear out the zone. They've been reducing those splits, running a lot of the bunch sets, a lot of the same things Anquan Bolden did back in his days with the Arizona Cardinals, and they've just have continually found ways to free him up.
That was a 30-yarder to Bolden. Here's Gore, who takes the handoff and fights to the 11. Gain of 5.
And there's some growing pains going on, too, in the secondary for the Packers, as we talked about with Charles Woodson, a real veteran presence and brought stability to that group. And then, of course, as you said, Morgan Burnett, him not being able to play in this game, he then took over that leadership role at the back end position. And now you've got M.D. Jennings and Jerron McMillan, and it's tough when you're facing a team that can threaten you the way that San Francisco has with Bolden here this afternoon.
Second down and 5. Kaepernick pass. Oh, look, he's doing everything. Anquan Bolden, catch number 10, is a one-handed grab to set up first and goal.
Well, they talked about it the other day. Anquan Bolden makes circus catches every day in practice. I know on Friday when we were watching him, he made a couple acrobatic receptions in that one, and these are the things that he does. I think you've gotten to a point for a guy who's been playing as long as he has, he's in his 11th season, that you take a lot of those types of catches for granted.
Now first and goal. Gore slipped. Kaepernick throws for the touchdown. Vernon Davis. His second of the day.
Come right away with play action, and that's hard on a defense when you're down in that part of the field and you've got to overcommit yourself to playing the run, and then it opens up those throws to the tight end Davis.
21-14 as Dawson knocks it through. Opening possession, second half. Kaepernick gets him down the field and into the end zone, into the hands of Vernon Davis.
Today's Game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Nissan, innovation that excites. By Old Spice, get unnecessary freshness and start winning everything today. And by Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
It is a warm day in San Francisco on Sunday, September 8th. Good game between the 49ers and the Packers. San Francisco up by 7. Ross from inside the 5. Out to the 21.5. Scuda on the tackle. Those two guys have the touchdowns for the 49ers. Frustration on the back end for the Packers, down by 7. First possession, second half for the Packers, down by 7. In the first, Eddie Lacy sighting since his first half fumble. Lined up behind John Kuhn and Jermichael Finley. Gets it running left to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Ran into a wall. First guy there was Patrick Willis.
Both these defensive units have just been excellent against the run throughout this game, and Eddie Lacy, as you said, he's getting another opportunity. You can only imagine what's on his mind, and first and foremost is protecting the football. And a lot of times when you're so concerned about protecting the ball that it takes away some of the things you're able to then do as a runner.
Packers' longest running play so far, 3 yards. Delayed handoff. Lacy, not much. Picked up 2.
We saw it there in that first half that, Mike McCarthy, if they're not able to run the ball better than they did on those last 2 plays, he's not going to stick with it, at least not in this game. Normally he will. He'll continue to try to maintain some balance, but just knowing how tough this 49er group is, if it's not working, he's going to put the ball back into Rodgers' hands.
Third down and 8. Blitz. Quick throw to Cobb. And out in space, he's brought down by the rookie Reed. And he's had a nice debut here in week 1.
Well, he really has, because that's not an easy play to make for Eric Reed. He comes up and, Randall Cobb has this ball in open space, and for Eric Reed to be able to come up and make a play on him, that's impressive. I know that they have sure been impressed with what they've seen of Reed throughout the preseason. He earned the starting job. They did not hand it to him. They're starting to see why.
3rd 3 and out for the Packers offensively as Williams takes it from inside the 30. And it's a 6-yard return. 46-yard punt. Devon House on the tackle. 49ers have a 7-point lead in the football. 7:41 left, 3rd quarter. 6 of the last 7 49er possessions have started at their own 35 or better. That's a storyline in this game. The Packers average starting field position their own 19.
Green Bull Winter! Green Bull Winter!
Handoff is to Gore. And Gore pops free for 5 yards down to the field, and Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, you guys spoke about Johnny Jolly. He was one of the members who went over to the Packers secondary as they were huddled up. He gave them a pep talk saying, in essence, we've got your back and hang in there against Anquan Bolden. Bolden was the sole topic of conversation from the position coach. He's obviously of great concern to them. Back to you.
Yeah, he should be. 10 catches, 143 yards, a touchdown, averaging over 14 yards a catch. 2nd and 5. Kaepernick finds McDonald, but he dropped it. Throw a bit low. 3rd and 5 coming up. Last year it was Colin Kaepernick's legs. With a playoff record 181 rush yards to beat the Packers in the divisional playoff. This year it's his arm so far, and 3rd down coming up.
A little surprised there that Colin Kaepernick, knowing that there was no safety in the middle of the field, they're all pressed up in man coverage. You got Anquan Bolden one-on-one with the entire field to work, that he wouldn't try to take a shot. I don't know if he just didn't see it or just felt that he had something a little bit more sure underneath, but they failed to capitalize on what could have been a big opportunity.
Kaepernick slings it incomplete, with Marlon Moore targeted for the first time today, former Dolphin receiver. It's 4th down, and the Green Bay defense comes up with a couple of plays on that last possession.
Yeah, outstanding job defensively by the Packers. And we show Marlon Moore, the guy who I really expected to see a little bit of today was the rookie Quentin Patton, out of Louisiana Tech, 4th-round pick that they were raving about on Friday, but he hasn't had any opportunities in this game.
Now a false start.
False start. Number 26, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Joe, you talked about the field position, the average starting position. In order to turn that around, the Packers really need something to happen on special teams. A big return, try to help out their offense. The offense has been operating, with their backs up against the goal line for a good part of this game.
That's why Mike McCarthy has Randall Cobb waiting for this punt. It's not a good punt. Line drive. Cobb with a chance. Got a block, and now he is out across the 30. So they get it from Cobb. Nice 16-yard return. Packers with the ball as they trail by 7. Never be without football. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to download it now. Starting at their own 31.
Box it, box it, box it, box it, box it. Green 18! Green 18!
Late handoff Lacey. Little stutter step. Gain of 2. Glenn Dorsey, who was given a 2-year deal to come to San Francisco from Kansas City, made that stop. 49ers lost Deshaun Goldson on the back end. They lost Isaac Sopoaga up front. And those tackle spot man by Ian Williams and Glenn Dorsey. 2nd and 8. Lacey again left side. McCarthy sticking with the ground game out to the 40. Willis on the tackle. Let's go to Joel Klatt for a game break.
Thanks, Joe. And Carson Palmer again finds Larry Fitzgerald deep for his 2nd touchdown pass of the season. Both to Larry Fitzgerald. By the way, Fitzgerald only 4 TD catches all last season.
Joel, thanks. 3rd down and 1. Rodgers keeps it. He'll pick up the 1st down and hop out of bounds at the Green Bay 46.
You wonder when a quarterback keeps it like that if it's called from upstairs or if it's just something that he sees. I've seen it done both ways. Sometimes a quarterback has the freedom. If he feels that the defense is collapsing, that defensive end, outside linebacker, that they can keep the ball and pick it up now.
1st down.
They just threw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. The very end of that play, it's against San Francisco, so tack on 15 more and we'll try and find it. It moves the ball inside the San Francisco 40. And amongst all those Packers, it was Navarro Bowman over there on the sideline that did or said something that drew the flag.
Yeah, something happened.
Rodgers has Cobb. Cobb gets smacked by the rookie Eric Reed, and somehow Randall Cobb hung on. 13-yard completion, and Eric Reed gave him all he had.
Yeah, he runs the out and up, and he gets Navarro Bowman, who just had the penalty, gets him to bite on the out route. He gets in behind it, and not a real easy catch for him. Rodgers was trying to protect him by putting it on his back hip, but wasn't able to keep him from getting hit by Reed.
Rodgers going to go toward the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Finley was forced out of bounds, and it was Whitner back there to make the play.
Yeah, Finley, he's going to make that catch and come down with it. It's a little bit like what we saw earlier in the ball game, and Whitner carrying him out. Yeah, I like the rule, too, because before then it was up to the official kind of judgment call as to whether or not he would have landed with his feet in play. But they just did away with all that. Now if he's out of bounds, he's out of bounds.
2nd and 10.
Green 18! Green 18!
They fake it to Lacey. Pass is caught. What a catch by Cobb. He spins down, and they're going to touch him down at the 7. And Randall Cobb, who is not a big guy, has made a catch, survived a big hit, and now somehow Troy came up with this.
Well, first of all, the protection was outstanding up front. You see Rodgers getting to what was his 3rd receiver. Normally the hand position by Cobb would be the other way. He came at it a little bit differently, made the catch a little bit tougher than it really needed to be, but an excellent job.
Pass, end zone, Nelson for the touchdown. And the answer from Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers picked up 1 first down with his legs, but got him down the field and into the end zone with his right arm.
Yeah, on the slant route, and he gets a free release. He gets in behind it. They put it on him, and you're right. Mike McCarthy comes out to start this drive, runs a couple times with Eddie Lacy, doesn't get anything there. They get the nice 3rd down conversion with the legs of Rodgers, and the rest of the way it was pure Aaron Rodgers putting the ball where he had to. Another answer by Green Bay to the score by San Francisco moments ago.
And now tied at 21. The 3rd-year pro Randall Cobb, he is tough. That's his 2nd of 2 good catches on the drive. Aaron Rodgers, a touchdown throw. We're tied at 21. Jordy Nelson gets the 8-yard touchdown catch to cap a 7-play, 69-yard drive. Aaron Rodgers 3 for 4 on that drive, and was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Navarro Bowman during that drive. So we're tied at 21. And the ball is blown off the kicking tee before Mastay can get after it. Parrish Cox is waiting deep for San Francisco. This time either. And Mastay looks like he'll be a weapon kicking off for the Packers this year. Wednesday on The Ultimate Fighter, the tension between rival coaches Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate boils over when their #1 picks square off in one of the most shocking battles in Ultimate Fighter history. That's this Wednesday, only on Fox Sports 1. Give you the comparison between the two quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers on top, both with 3 touchdowns. One pick was on a dropped pass by Finley that ended up intercepted by Eric Reed.
Boy, doesn't get any closer than that. The way these two guys have performed, not surprised that they've come out here in week 1 and played as well as they have.
Kaepernick's got Williams, and Kyle Williams has got a first down rolling out near the 37. 17-yard completion. Jones on the tackle.
Kyle Williams on the outside. They're drawing so much attention to Bolden underneath. It opened up that intermediate zone. And, you know, Kyle Williams is also a guy coming off of a major injury last year, ACL, and he's had some hamstring issues. He's been limited in his work.
Hand off to Gore, and Gore ran into B.J. Raji. Gain of a yard. Coming up on 3 minutes left in quarter number 3.
You look at B.J. Raji and Johnny Jolly and Ryan Pickett, and I mean, those are some big bodies in there that Dom Capers has to try to slow down the run. And you know, that's where it all begins. That's what every defensive coach talks about. And like I said, facing this 49er offense that loves to run the football, they have been outstanding here in this ball game.
Second down and 9. Kaepernick down the middle's got Vernon Davis. Another big one to number 85. He's got 2 touchdowns and now a 37-yard catch. And he's talked about how he and Kaepernick are now on another level from a year ago, and it's showing here today.
Well, here's Vernon Davis. He's working the middle of the field. They've got 2 safeties deep. That's where they're vulnerable, is down the middle, and Vernon Davis is not your typical tight end. He's probably the fastest guy on the field, and so when he lines up, even as big as he is, 200 and almost 60 pounds, he is a mismatch for anyone else, and with that kind of space, Kaepernick lays it out for a big game.
Longest play of the game, 37 yards. Here's Hunter, brought down by Matthews. A gain of 1. 49ers right back into field goal range. Dawson has only attempted 1 in this game, and he missed it.
Yeah, it really is remarkable that, you know, as I was just saying prior to that play to Vernon Davis, how well this Packers defense has been against the run. The front 7, and specifically those big guys up front, have been outstanding. They just have not been able to hold up on the back end against Vernon Davis and really Anquan Bolden.
On second down, Kaepernick throws too high for Anquan Bolden. Bolden made his NFL debut 10 years and a day ago with Arizona at Detroit. It was in 2003, had 10 catches and a career-high 217 yards, 2 touchdowns. Today, a fantastic debut here for the 49ers.
Yeah, you know, he was a guy who got a lot of opportunities in Arizona. Then he went to Baltimore, an entirely different style of offense. Didn't catch nearly as many balls, still very impactful. But what a debut for him here today.
Now 3rd down and 9. Kaepernick steps up. Got away from the sack, and now with his legs, he's got a first down for San Francisco. And Harbaugh wants the 49ers to hurry up, get back into the huddle, or right up to the line of scrimmage. 15-yard run, and Anquan Bolden at the end of that play just buried someone along the sideline.
Well, the Packers try to bring pressure, but watch Frank Gore right there with the block that frees Kaepernick up the sideline and being able to pick up the first down. Here's the hit that you talked about at the end of that play.
Jared Bush.
And that gets dangerous.
So with 47 seconds left in this third quarter, we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. In this game, Troy Aikman certainly has not disappointed at all.
No, it hasn't. I mean, you're going to have some of the mistakes that we've seen in this ball game, particularly the penalties in week one. I mean, that's throughout the league. But, you know, these teams, I think, have both played well. Defenses have done a nice job. The secondary for Green Bay has had some problems. But, you know, I agree with Jim Harbaugh on what he said coming out at half. I mean, this game's going to come down to who's able to protect the football. They've both been able to do that here in this second half, but every time it seems that Green Bay's starting to get a little momentum, San Francisco comes right back down the field and is able to come away with the lead.
Which they are doing right now. They're in position to take the lead. Right now we've got a 21-21 game. And there's the day for Kaepernick, his first career 300-yard passing day. He's got a first and goal. Looking right all the way. Pass broken up. Bolden, the intended receiver, and Sam Shields broke it up. San Francisco, by the way, had to burn a timeout after that first down run by Kaepernick, and a good play by Shields. Maybe got that right arm in there a little early, but no flag.
Well, that's a full-time job right there, trying to match up with Anquan Bolden, and he's undersized, but he played that ball very well.
Kaepernick takes it, and Matthews takes him down. A loss of 7.
Well, you see Clay Matthews, as soon as he sees the ball come out, he is attacking it. There is no hesitation whatsoever. We've seen that. We certainly saw it earlier in the ball game. Haven't seen the 49ers go to that look very often, but Matthews hits it when he sees it, and he was ready to go after Kaepernick, and they would have been better served had he have handed that one off.
And so that moves the ball back outside the 15 to the 17, where it's 3rd and goal, and now the play clock is winding down. And it's going to be 5 yards either way.
False start, number 59, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
You talk about a difference maker on defense. Clay Matthews proving that yet again. And Matthews had something to say to Kaepernick after dragging him down with a loss of 7.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. He get too carried away, come away with another penalty like he did earlier.
And now timeout is taken. And we are at the end of quarter number 3. Tie game. 49ers moving in back after this from your local Fox station. We begin the 4th quarter here in San Francisco at Candlestick Park. It's a 3rd down and goal with the ball back at the 22. And more of a delay.
The progress spot is correct.
They were questioning the spot of the football. And so it's 3rd and goal from the 22. Kaepernick finds Gore, and Gore is going to get it inside the 10. That's it. The field goal unit will come on for the 49ers trying to regain the lead. 13 yards on 3rd and goal from the 22.
Yeah, good job defensively by the Packers, just holding them here to a field goal attempt. They had momentum going, and they toughened up, of course, then with the play by Matthews and the penalty, and it backed them up, and It's a good job of not giving up another touchdown on this drive.
Phil Dawson, one of the most accurate field goal kickers in league history. 84% for his career, 0 for 1 today, and now 1 for 2. Hits from 27, and the 49ers are back up by 3. Let's go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Joe, I'll tell you something about linebacker Clay Matthews. He decided to go to the Packers and speak up about ways he thought the defense could improve. Matthews told me after the way the season ended last year, whether it was personnel or play calling, the players on his side of the ball needed to be held more accountable. He added the defense had too many performance issues and they let it slide for too long. Back to you.
I think the biggest thing, Joe, that really offended Clay Matthews and everyone on that defense was the insinuation following that playoff loss to the 49ers that they were soft, and felt that the 49ers just took it to them as they did, and it was because they were more physical, and they had to hear about that all offseason. And you know, the way that you stop people from saying that about you is you play well against the run. It seems that when teams struggle stopping the run, then the label immediately is that you're soft. And as I've talked about throughout this game, they've done a great job against the run, with that being an emphasis throughout this offseason. Now they just got to shore up some of the things that have happened on the other end in the secondary by turning some of these guys loose.
Dawson will kick it away. Jeremy Ross is waiting for it. Take a knee. You could hear John Kuhn yelling back at him, no, 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 take a knee. And so the drive will start at the 20, and we look at Aaron Rodgers taking the field down by 3. Aaron Rodgers with the #1 all-time quarterback rating at 104.9. The beloved Steve Young, #2 all-time at 96.8. Aaron Rodgers, 39 touchdowns, just 8 interceptions a year ago. He's thrown 1 pick. He's thrown 3 touchdowns, and he trails by 3. Handoff is to Cobb. Doing as much as he can with it. Gains 3. Justin Smith on the tackle.
You think back to that first game last year, Randall Cobb comes in and they started using him in the backfield, created some real problems for this 49er defense. He had 20 snaps from the backfield, had 9 catches in that game, and I know Vic Fangio said it creates some problems. We haven't seen a lot of it. We saw a little bit of it in the first half, but they motioned him into the backfield on that last play and they hand it to him. I would think they'll start working him in the passing game some coming up.
They fake it to Lacy. Rodgers is brought down. Aldon Smith, and a loss of 3.
Now the pressure right here from Aldon Smith, and Bakhtiari, he does a decent job of trying to run him by Aaron Rodgers, but because there was pressure on the other side, Ray McDonald up inside, it just didn't allow Rodgers the escape route that he normally would have.
Aldon's 2nd sack of the day. Now 3rd and 10. Quick throw, the pass broken up. Navarro Bowman flashed in front of Jermichael Finley, and it's 3 and out.
Well-designed defense there by coordinator Fangio. They're going to be pressure here, but they take they bring Bowman across from there. So what initially looks to Rodgers like he's going to have a free lane because of the blitzer coming to that side, Navarro Bowman comes across the formation and is able to get there just before the ball arrives.
Just 1:08 off the clock during that 3-and-out drive, as Williams takes it to the 35, and they throw a flag. Devon House on the tackle. Seems like just about every punt we've had a flag end up on the ground at the end of the play. It was thrown in the area where the blocking was happening for Kyle Williams. We'll get the call from Bill Levy, who's been busy. Good 49-yard punt by Mastay. the conference continues.
There were 2 fouls on the receiving team. Personal foul and necessary roughness, number 26 going out of bounds and blocking the flyer. That penalty will be 15 yards from the end of the kick. 26 also held during the down. That penalty is declined. First down.
So the penalty, both of them against the 49ers. San Francisco with a 3-point lead. They'll march the ball back. Rodgers can only sit and watch with the rest of us. 49ers up 24-21.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. By Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
Beautiful building, the Palace of Fine Arts on this gorgeous September day in San Francisco. 1st and 10. Kaepernick, with plenty of protection and time, finds his fullback Miller. And Miller's got a first down out across the 30. A 16-yard catch and run, and Johnny Jolly is slow to get up.
Oh boy, I don't know, not sure exactly what that is, but they'll come out and see if they can't help him along.
Johnny Jolly was able to get up and jog off the field. Here's the injury, 97. But he looks to be okay. First down for San Francisco after the catch and run by Bruce Miller. Up by 3. Kaepernick keeps it, gets a block on the edge, but there's nothing out there. A block by Frank Gore, but that play loses 3.
Yeah, you can see Frank Gore. This was a keeper the entire way. Frank Gore is going to come out here and he's going to take out the guy who would be taking Kaepernick. And they're feeling then that if they block it up, see Joe Staley, he's up at the next level as well, that they can secure the edge and get Kaepernick on the corner with nobody then accounting for him. But as Kaepernick does so well, Green Bay played it well, and he got on the ground. And you don't see him taking a lot of hits, especially when he can avoid them. But they're very smart as far as how they use him and how they run some of their schemes.
Here's Gore left side, and he runs into A.J. Hawk. A loss of 1. Let's go to Joel Klatt with a game break.
And guys, Sam Bradford trying to bring the Rams all the way back. Great play fake, back of the end zone. Jared Cook for the touchdown. Then Bradford goes for 2, keeps it himself. He's in. They have later tacked on a field goal, and they have come all the way back, tied at 24 in St. Louis.
Anquan Bolden, thanks Joel, is slow to get off the field. Let's go back, and he got that hit up high and then down low by his teammate Staley. Talk about the job. That's not anything the 49ers want to see. Is you see the right leg get pinned under the body of Staley, but not even really getting looked at on the side.
Yeah, that's a good sign that he didn't go over to the bench and sit down, that he's still right there with the coaches.
Now 3rd down and 14. Kaepernick lost it for Williams. Broken up. And it was Shields who made the play. Able to recover because Kyle Williams was by him.
Boy, he was, and Kyle Williams is their fastest wide receiver. Sam Shields, of course, has great speed. He's able to make it up, but only because the ball was underthrown. I mean, he was beat bad. And if Kaepernick had been able to get that one out there, that was an easy touchdown. But Shields, with his speed, able to recover and get an arm on the ball and keep them from hauling that one in.
Kaepernick was hit by Matthews after letting the ball go. Here's Lee, just got it away. Randall Cobb with a fair catch around the 25. 46-yard punt. Here's the hit on Kaepernick by Clay Matthews. And at the end of it, it was Shields making the defensive play. 49ers up by 3.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado.
The OT coming up immediately after the action here in San Francisco, and Kyle Williams got behind Sam Shields. Shields can run, he can sprint, and Shields made up a lot of ground to break it up. Now the Packers, who have never led in this game, trailing by 3, delayed handoff to Lacy. And Lacy is knocked down inches shy of the 30, a gain of 6. Justin Smith on the tackle for San Francisco. Kaepernick's had to do it with his arm. Last year the 49ers had such a good ground game. They've been able to do nothing on the ground today against the Green Bay defense, who just got the ball back for Aaron Rodgers. Here's Lacy left side, and he leaps for a first down. Picks up 7.
Well, that was close. Ray McDonald does an outstanding job as he's coming down the line to at least force Eddie Lacy to get airborne there, because had he have been able to run through that hole, there was a nice space in front of him for a lot more than he ultimately got.
Here's Finley on the edge. He's got another Green Bay first down. A previous run by Lacy of 7 yards, the longest Packer run of the day, and now down by 3, under 10 to go. First down for the Packers at their own 49, and they're right back up near the line of scrimmage.
They're trying to keep the pressure on San Francisco here with the up-tempo, no-huddle offense.
Rodgers spins out to his left. Throws to Nelson, who makes the catch. They're going to say the feet were down and inbounds. A circus catch on the sideline, and Aaron Rodgers is getting the Packers up to the line as quick as he can. A 37-yard completion.
How good was that? A great job by Jordy Nelson of hauling that in. A designed rollout. They protected up.
Here's Lacy. And Lacy barrels down inside the 10. It looked like Nelson got the toes down prior to rolling out of bounds. That last carry by Lacy, good for 6. Here's the catch, 37 yards. What a beauty.
Well, they roll Aaron Rodgers out, help out with protection, and then he puts it on the sideline. But for him to control his body and haul that in, impressive.
Here's Lacy, cuts upfield, and Eddie Lacy is going to pick up a first down. And so 1st and goal, and the Green Bay Packers are a couple of yards away from their first lead of the day. What a day for Jordy Nelson. Packers hurry up again. Harbaugh livid on the sidelines, and the pass incomplete. Harbaugh is complaining that they didn't get set.
Well, Eddie Lacy, I mean, you got to be set for a second before the ball is snapped, and Eddie Lacy was just getting situated when this ball was hiked. And you know, I don't blame Jim Harbaugh. I thought the same thing. It didn't look to me like Eddie Lacy had gotten set for the required amount of time before Aaron Rodgers got the ball.
2nd and goal. Lacy for a touchdown. Behind the block of Andrew Corliss, Eddie Lacy, the rookie, has his first NFL touchdown, and the Packers have their first lead of the day. Looked like he got his right arm with the football across the goal line, and he did. They'll give that a look, should stand, and the Packers are on top.
Well, that was an impressive drive, and on that last play, yeah, they give it to the rookie. He gets airborne, but he gets in behind Andrew Corliss, who hasn't played in well over a year. It's got to feel good for him to be out there contributing today, but an outstanding drive by Green Bay to score this touchdown.
Now a 4-point lead. The big play, the longest play of the day for Green Bay, 37 yards to Jordy Nelson. Set it up. Lacy, the rookie, takes it in, and the Pack is up 4. Eddie Lacy has his first NFL touchdown. Before that drive, he had carried it 9 times for 15 yards and had a fumble. But on that drive, 5 carries, 26 yards, his first touchdown, and for the Packers, their first lead, up by 4, and now Colin Kaepernick. We'll see what he can do. Here on opening day in San Francisco is Mastay. Just blasts it out of the back of the end zone. This guy brings a lot. Anquan Bolden in his 49er debut today, 10 catches, 143 yards, and going down the bench trying to pump up his teammates. He wants to start 1-0. The Packers want to return the favor as San Francisco went into Green Bay last year in week 1 and got a win.
Well, this game has been everything that we thought it would be coming in. I mean, these two teams, I'd be shocked if we don't see them again as we move into January, but what a great way to kick off this season.
Kaepernick keeps it out to his left, and he'll run and slide. They'll mark him at the 26. Clay Matthews was out there defending for the Packers. The running game, Troy, last year the 49ers averaged over 5 yards per carry. Today, prior to that run, 1.7. That's good work by the Green Bay defensive front.
They ought to feel good about that when this one's over. You know, I mean, knowing again how much time is spent, not just to read option, but just run defense in general, and to face this group as good as they are, best offensive line in football. This defense has been outstanding against the run.
On second down, Kaepernick finds Bolden. There he is again. Catch number 11. Does not go down. Out of bounds inside the 35.
You know, we've seen Anquan Bolden get into the bunch formations, and they've kind of disguised it a little bit, and they've been able to free him up. This time, they just run him straight up the field. He runs an in-crossing route. They put it on him. I mean, there's not a lot of deception to what the 49ers did there, and yet the Packers still not able to even have a man on him. And then once he catches the ball, they're not able to get him on the ground.
43 yards, the longest play of the day. And the guy who was just pumping up his teammates as the 49ers inside the 35. Here's Hunter over the right side. Kendall Hunter out of bounds near the 10. They're going to mark him out at the 9. It's 1st and goal.
Well, Bruce Miller first is going to come. He's going to kick out here, and then they're going to get the block by Vernon Davis because he's got a two-way break. Kendall Hunter does. John McMillan's just trying to turn it back inside and hopefully have some help from his teammates, but there's nobody there then closing. And I think the 49ers do as good a job as anybody in securing that second level, and you know, they're able to get finally pretty good run off themselves.
49ers had just 45 rushing yards prior to that play. That was 23 yards, and Kaepernick has to spend the 49ers' second timeout. The television event of the season is finally here. Monday, September 16th. A legend is reborn. Don't miss the series premiere of Sleepy Hollow, Monday, September 16th. A week from tomorrow at 9 Eastern. What a difference from the playoff game and the divisional matchup. The Green Bay defense allowed 323 rush yards. Today, only 68.
Well, both of these defenses, you know, when one of the teams have gone down and scored, the other one, whether it's been Green Bay throughout this game and now San Francisco, you know, they've responded. And what these defenses if the defenses are having letdowns after their offense is able to come away with some points, but we've seen each of these offenses time after time answer.
Gore down to the 2. M.D. Jennings made the touchdown saving tackle. A gain of 7. Now it's 2nd and goal. The ball just inside the 2. Under 6 to go. Gore again. Waited for it and has the touchdown. Behind Upati and Kilgore, an extra offensive lineman, the touchdown for Frank Gore.
Yeah, they pull these guys down here. Kilgore, the extra blocker. You can see the patience by Frank Gore. A lot of times these younger running backs will just get in there and hit it too fast, and it all gets clogged up. But great patience by Frank Gore, waiting for it to happen, getting in behind his blockers, finding a way to get it across the goal line.
And with that, the 49ers right back on top, now up by 3. We talked about it coming in Thursday night, the way the season began. Peyton Manning, 7 touchdown passes. Today there were thrilling games in the early window, and now here late. This is about as good as it could be in the late afternoon in San Francisco.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's happening a little bit differently maybe than what we anticipated, but 2 of the heavyweights in the NFC once again. I think when you look at it coming into this year, you liked Green Bay and San Francisco. Here they are meeting up again in week 1. The game's going to come down to the wire as we expected, and this is just a great ball game, and as I said, just a great way to kick off this year.
Okay, so now Kaepernick gets his team down the field. Now it's Aaron Rodgers, and the ground game has been giving Green Bay enough of a look to keep this defense honest, but you have to believe now this game for Green Bay is in the right hand of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think so. There's still plenty of time, and I think that's the important thing that Green Bay recognizes, that there's time for them and they don't have to rush it too much. And that last drive that that Green Bay had, they went right down the field. I think they're going to want to probably slow this thing down a little bit, and obviously they want to come away with a touchdown, but the way these games are anymore in the NFL, you just hate to give it back to an opposing team with any kind of time left on the clock.
Dawson kicks it away. Ross will bring it out. And Ross can't make the 10. It was C.J. Spillman, one of the best special teams players for the 49ers, down there to make a big hit.
Yeah, we've seen a few questionable returns now, by the Green Bay Packers, and not giving themselves very good field position, and this was another one.
So Rodgers has to start at the 9 and deal with a lot of noise. Pass is batted down. Brooks got out there and made the play. Trying to get it to Cobb.
Yeah, they're trying to run the wide receiver screen here, and it looked like they had it set up pretty good, too. I mean, had they had been able to get the ball to him. Navarro Bowman trying to work his way out there to it, but they're going to try to hit some high percentage stuff and see if they can't get a first down here.
Rodgers got free, gets to the 15, and then got hit by Reed.
That was one of those decisions that Aaron Rodgers had to make. Do I try to pick up the first down, or do I slide and protect myself? I think he did the right thing, trying to get as much yardage out of that as he could. He was doing all that he possibly could, knowing where the chains were. He just wasn't able to get enough.
3rd down and 4. Rodgers got away from McDonald. On the run for Nelson, incomplete. And it's 4th down. Nnamdi Asomugha back in the Bay Area, this time with San Francisco out there defending.
Well, the 49ers, hey, they had to come out defensively and make a stop, and they're able to force a 3-and-out, and now it's going to be up to this Packers defense.
That's the 5th 3-and-out forced by the 49er defense. What a beautiful punt by Mastay. And that drives Williams back to his own 34. And we look ahead to next week and the matchups. We're going to see a lot of Green Bay early on Fox NFL Sunday. Pre-game show kicking off at noon Eastern. We'll see the Redskins in RG3 at Lambeau to take on the Green Bay Packers. Cowboys and Chiefs, Vikings, Bears, Panthers, Bills, the Rams, and the Falcons. Rams just won their game at home over Arizona. And then late, Saints and Bucks, Lions and Cardinals. So a quick 3-and-out for Aaron Rodgers, and now it's up to Kaepernick in this 49er offense. Take time off the clock. Bolden, why not? Another catch. Out across the 40. Sam Shields on the tackle. Gain of 6.
Well, the 49ers anticipating that the Packers are expecting them just to come out and run the football, and instead they just throw the quick pass and pick up a nice gain there on 1st down.
Green Bay with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 3. '49ers broke the huddle with 13 seconds left in the play clock. Just get it away, and Gore, who had the go-ahead touchdown, runs into Ryan Pickett.
That's a great job by Ryan Pickett. He's, one of those 3 big bodies that we were talking about, the ability to play the run, and he held up nicely there, and now he forced him to a 3rd down.
3rd down and 4. We welcome in a new audience. Just watched a good game between St. Louis and Arizona. Great game here. Big 3rd down. Kaepernick keeps it. He finds Davis, and Vernon Davis with a 1st down. Good block by Frank Gore on the play, and a 15-yard catch and run on 3rd down and 4.
You see where Vernon Davis comes from. He's in the backfield, and you got eyes looking in the backfield. Jones is, and he was the one who was trying to get out there, but Vernon Davis, with his speed coming across the formation, well designed, he's able to then get in the flat and pick up what was an easy 1st down. Just a good concept there by Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator.
It wasn't too long ago, if you're just joining us, the Packers had their first lead of the day. San Francisco went right down the field. They lead by 3. They hand to Gore, who got the go-ahead touchdown, and Frank takes it to the 40. And a timeout will be taken by Green Bay. Here's a recap. Cross your fingers for us. A lot's happened. Unnecessary roughness on a hit by Clay Matthews. The 49ers got another crack at it after offsetting penalties. Bolden had his first touchdown. And then back and forth we went for the most part, even though San Francisco was able to stay ahead until that touchdown by Eddie Lacy was answered on a short touchdown run by Frank Gore. And with 2 timeouts remaining, it'll be 2nd down for San Francisco. 2 timeouts left for Green Bay. There's the day for Aaron Rodgers, the day for Colin Kaepernick, his first 300-yard day. Through the air, he's knocking on the door of his first 400-yard day. He's thrown for 3 touchdowns. And Anquan Bolden, first day as a 49er, 12 catches. He's been tough. He's brought a lot to this team leading into this season, and it has been big today in his debut. Here's Gore, brought down from behind. Play made by Mike Neal. And Green Bay will use its 2nd timeout.
Yeah, well, Green Bay has given up yards on 1st down on this possession, but they've been really good on second down, forcing these third down situations. They weren't able to get off the field on the last third down, and now they're faced with another one. You wonder at this part of the field, what would Jim Harbaugh do if they don't pick up the first down here on third down? Will he go for it?
Well, everything that factors into that, you trust your quarterback, you trust the offense depending on the situation, and if you can, if it makes sense and it's realistic, try to keep Aaron Rodgers on the sideline and run out the clock. But that's for later. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Gang on, gang on.
Little delay, and Gore is going to be brought down short of a first down. Green Bay will spend their final timeout, and now we'll have that decision by Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, just some confusion there in the backfield with Kaepernick and Gore. Kaepernick opens to his left. Gore was expecting the handoff on the other side, but he's able to come back and at least turn it into some positive yardage. I mean, normally when something like that happens, it's just a disaster, but they at least are able to get a couple yards out of it to make this an interesting decision.
The decision has been made. They're going to go for it. Green Bay out of timeouts. It's 4th down and 2. Clay Matthews made that last play, and he has made quite a few of them here this afternoon. In case you're wondering, it would be a 54-yard field goal try from this spot. Instead, they go for it. Or they're going to try and draw him offside. And the timeout taken. So now you go to the other side of it. They don't go for it on 4th and 2. Andy Lee is out on the field. He's not just the punter, he's also the holder. Again, this would be a 54-yard field goal try from here. Phil Dawson's career long is 56. And Aaron Rodgers may indeed get another chance at the 49ers before the end of this game. This Clay Matthews telling his team not to jump.
Yeah, and you get up there as the quarterback and you try to draw a defense off sides, and that's it. Once the defense hangs in there on the first hard count, the play's pretty much over. I mean, at that point, you're not going to get them when you come back to it the second and third time.
But they're going to go for it anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision. I mean, where they're at on the field right now, yardage-wise isn't going to make that big of a difference if they tried to punt it. Field goal, I think that's dicey if you miss. I think this is the right call.
Fourth down and 2. Kaepernick to his right. Finds Bolden. And a perfect cap to a great debut for number 81. The first down catch. They're able to break up that pileup, and Anquan Bolden has made his statement here in his first day as a 49er.
Yeah, who else would catch this? Anquan Bolden's going to go to the flat, and they cover it up, but this is what he does. He just finds a spot. He plays the game. He knows that Kaepernick is wanting someone to get open and free himself. He's able to do it. Kaepernick finds him.
A 400-yard passing day for Kaepernick, a 200-yard receiving day for Bolden, and now Frank Gore is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. It'll be second down when we come back. Green Bay out of timeouts, running out of time. Down by 3 in San Francisco. San Francisco runs out the clock. The time of possession will be so heavy. San Francisco 39 minutes to Green Bay's just under 21. San Francisco has trailed only once. They lead by 3. 2 minutes left. Second down and 10, and the handoff is to the sure-handed Frank Gore. One thing we have to go back to, because it will be talked about, after this game was the improper enforcement on a penalty in the second quarter on offsetting dead ball personal fouls. This officiating crew gave San Francisco another crack at it on third down. It should have been fourth down, and on the ensuing play, San Francisco completed a 10-yard touchdown to Anquan Bolden, such a big part of what's transpired here today, and we were alerted to that by Mike Pereira back in Los Angeles. A minute and a half to go, third down and 6. Hand off to Gore. Actually, Kaepernick keeps it, slides down short of a first down. And we haven't seen, Troy, a ton of the read option. We have not seen that, even with all the talk that happened during the course of the week. Kaepernick's been pretty well protected, and Jim Harbaugh is now going to bring his field goal unit onto the field to try and make it a 6-point game.
I thought we would have seen more of it, but I know when we visited with Greg Roman, you kind of walked away saying, all right, well, it's just not going to be a big part of what they do in this game. But knowing how much success they did have last January, thought we would see a little more.
33-yard try by Dawson. And Dawson in his 49er debut is 2 for 3. You may have seen Clay Matthews complaining after that third down play. Here's why. Matthews tried to get up, and Vernon Davis tripped him.
Well, I saw it as it happened, and Clay Matthews, they've got a pretty good theater program there at USC.
They actually do.
They do.
So now 26 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers will get back on the field, but he is out of timeouts and needing to get Green Bay into the end zone. Here's that play we talked about. The cause and the effect. The late hit by Clay Matthews out of bounds on Kaepernick. Staley, the big left tackle, retaliated. They called offsetting personal fouls, and instead of letting the third down play stand, they replayed third down. It would have been fourth down in what was then a tie game. You assume San Francisco would try the go-ahead field goal. Instead, they get the touchdown. At that point, it made it 14-7. Now it's 34-28. Green Bay about to get it back with Jeremy Ross waiting deep. And he will take a knee. In this game, Colin Kaepernick, 27 of 39, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns. No interceptions, and with all the talk, Troy, about his legs and the 181 rushing yards last year during the playoffs against Green Bay, he's proven before, he did it in the championship game in Atlanta, that he can win a game by standing back in the pocket or sliding around, and he'll beat you with his arm.
Yeah, I don't think anybody who questions whether or not Colin Kaepernick could have a game like he's had here this afternoon hasn't been paying attention to him playing last year, because he proved it the first time he came out here at Candlestick Park last year that he could throw from the pocket.
No timeouts left for Green Bay, down by 6. Rodgers has a man. That's Cobb. Cobb cannot get out of bounds. So the clock will continue to run, but Green Bay is now at least in a position where they can heave it to the end zone if they can kill the clock. Which they do. So this game is not over.
They're going to have one shot into the end zone, as you said. This game would have gotten a whole lot more interesting had Cobb been able to get out of bounds. He was trying to, but couldn't tell exactly who that was, Joe, that came in. It looked like it might have been Dante Whitner at the end of it that got there in time to keep Cobb from getting out of bounds.
It'll be a 3-man rush. And it'll be a heave into the end zone. Rodgers has to buy time, runs out of time, and this game's over. 49ers start 1-0. And the final here this afternoon, 34-28. San Francisco wins it. And we'll be back after the break. So much to recap on a great opening Sunday to this NFL season. Back in a moment.